Welcome all to a new video. This is a follow-up video from last video where I started with the process of creating the geometric mandala, and I went through the tools which I used during that stage of the drawing. As you can see, this is I added more lines after I stopped the recording, um, and I think this could be the final one. I don't see any reason to add more lines to it. So in this video I will take you through the final touches of this geometric mandala and the tools which I use for this process. This process we will need only the square set or a ruler and fine line pens. I prefer to use uni pen for different reasons. One of them, they come in different sizes. Here I have almost all sizes available from 01. Actually I have it in smaller size also, yeah, 0.05 up to 0.8 or 1.2, which is very large one compared to the 0.05. You can see the differences. You can see that what are the differences for these pens. But usually I don't use these sizes. My preferred size most of the time either 0.3 or 0.5 and sometimes 0.8. Also I recently found that they have also the brush type in the pen, in uni pen, so they are nice addition, and they also come in different colors, which is very nice, especially for when I want to add some final touches to this one. The other tool which I will use, my preferred brush pens, and this time I'm using the gray and the black. For this one I will start with 03. Usually if you want to add like some dramatic drama to your drawing, try to skip many sizes between the pens you are using. For example, if I'm using 03, I will skip 05, I will move to the 08 if I want to add more focus area to that line. Another tip, whenever you are inking, when you are using a ruler, don't use it in the normal way. Flip it. By flipping it, you will find that you will, when you move after you add the line, when you move the ruler or the square set, you will not leave ink between the two, and when you move it, you will not add any marks. This tip is very useful. You need to get used to it, because in most time you are used to having close connection between the pen and the ruler. Here you will find some gap, and in most cases also you need to draw in vertical position. And the other tip that which is very useful when you are drawing, not only this type of drawing, but any type of drawing or painting, rotate the paper or the sketchbook, because each person has his own position of a drawing, and sometimes these lines will not come to your natural position, so it's better to rotate when you reach that area. So as I said, after yesterday's video, I added these lines, and I found them. I don't think that I need to add more. I started to add more touches, like this cut and these blades, not with the 3D effect. Actually, the 3D effect came by mistake when I started. Then I found out it looks nice, so I kept it. So this is one of the things about this type of drawing, that you don't plan what is coming next. And if anyone is remember Bob Ross, he used to have he was very famous in educating many people about painting. He used to say there is no something like there is no mistake, there is a small happy incident, something like this, which is so true about not only this type of art, but about art in general. After finishing this video, I will create combined blog about yesterday's video and today's video, and I will put the tools which I used with the links where to buy them, and some additional images of the geometric mandalas I did before. Also, I have something extra I want to add to what I mentioned yesterday about where to start, and this is something that I found very useful for people who want to, they get afraid of the beginning, this first step, which is using the grid or creating their own grid. I found there is this sketchbook. It is used mainly for architecture and technical drawing, and as you can see, it has the grid drawn it. So you can start with this type of grids. I think you can also find online, if you just write in the search circular grid templates, you will find a lot. You can print them and use them as your start point. Then you can use trace paper to trace the final one. So this is additional tip I thought that I might share with you. I always keep one page of this in my sketchbook, just in case that I need, sometimes if I am on the move and I don't have any of my compasses, or I want to have like quick layout, I can use this and I can draw on it. But I have not used it anymore so far. I usually keep it for to avoid any smudges when I rotate the sketchbook. So as I said, I would like to see your creation of this geometric mandala. What is your process? What is your inspiration? One of the things that once you start drawing these type of mandalas, you will start to notice the similar shapes everywhere. You will start to get inspired by a lot of shapes. So always my advice to you on this is to take image of anything that you find interesting. keep them as a reference for you. Actually, that one of the things that I have done is I created long time ago additional Instagram account. I called it I See Patterns, and in that one I just post all the patterns I see on everywhere I go in different location. You will, once you start paying attention to patterns, you will start to see them everywhere. So I just stop whenever I see a pattern, take a couple of images, and after that I keep them, I post them in my other Instagram account, and I use that account as an inspiration page. Yeah, the other point which I also forgot to mention about these pens, which I like, they dry very fast, but my recommendation always, when you draw, move to the direction where you have not inked yet. After that, like for example, if I started here, I will not move to this because there is possibility that I might smudge the paper. Which, frankly speaking, I'm not paying a lot of attention to this because if you notice that I was doing the opposite. But it's always good to remind yourself when you start doing this. As you can see that when I start creating these blades, I'll find that I have created something similar in a previous drawing. So it's not bad when it's not wrong actually, because it shows that you have built your own vocabulary of shapes, that you will be linked to these shapes. So whenever people see this type of drawing, they will know that they are coming from you. Even the touches that you add, for example, this 3D effect or these 3D cuts and the rotation, I'm not sure what is the correct term to use for this rotation, but I always find them similar to the vortex effect. If you Google vortex effect, you'll find something similar like this. And one of the key things that or one of the main things that I always prefer to use 0.3 is when I start drawing in these small areas, I'll find that 0.3 will be more accurate. And as I mentioned in my previous video, usually I keep the center area either blank or I fill it with the black ink. So whatever, and you can see that maybe in this one you can see that the initial drawing lines are still visible because for the sake of this video I tended to press hard on the pencil when I started, but usually I use very light touches, or sometimes I use hard pencil leads, although they are not my preference because they tend to break very fast. I always prefer to use HB graphite lead with 0.5. If you find that it is difficult, you can use 0.3 also. So for this video I will not go through all the inking process because it will be very lengthy. video. And the main purpose of these drawings is just to relax. You don't have to rush it. You just enjoy the movement of the lines. You see what you have created, and in many cases you will get inspired for next drawing from what you see here. And you will see, okay, I started with some basic shapes, where if I use the same shapes to have different type of a drawing, and this is happening a lot. So I will encourage you to start doing these type of drawings and post them, because don't take pressure of thinking that you are creating an art or artwork or something like this. Just take it as meditation process, and you want to create something beautiful. That's it. And that, I think this is the essence of art. And as you can see here, in this area it will be shaded, and these blocks which are coming from the background, I can use the colors. In this case, I think for this one I might use this color or this, rather than using the brush pens. I will show you some sample of these colors. Always keep piece of paper just to see what are the colors, and always when you draw something, just leave it for 5 minutes, because many times that ink gradient might be changed. And try to, for example, draw in the same area again. See, is it making the area darker or not? Because sometimes you don't need this type of effect. For example, in this one, when I draw, if I go back, it will not add additional, it will not make it too much darker. But in this one, you can see that I can see where I stopped, where I started to draw again. So always know your tools, and this is my final tip. Know your tools, and if you find tools that are helping you, just stick to them, because there is nothing that what are the perfect pen or the perfect tool for this. It is what you find meeting the objective you want to do, what is useful for you and for the type of art you are creating. So that's it for this video. I will complete the inking and the coloring, and I will add them to my Instagram page. So please check my Instagram page for the final image, as well as my blog, where I will combine yesterday's videos topic with today's video, and I will write down the tools you need to start with, and the tools you are using for the final touches, and how to start these geometric mandalas. And I will appreciate your feedback, your comments on my Instagram and my video. And as you know that I started this regular upload, so you have to expect now more frequent content happening on my Instagram and my YouTube, as well as my blog. So I'll appreciate your following me on these different channels, and I appreciate your feedback more also. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.